Guys, today I'm going to be making a different video. I'm actually going to be making a preparation guide. This guide will be preparing you for the next prospecting update, the volcanic expansion, and it comes out in, when I'm making this video, I think it comes out in 3 days. You have anywhere from 2 to 3 days. Let me check. This is Friday. When was the update? Even never mind. This thing comes out tomorrow, so this is gonna be for like a day before guide. So this is everything. This is actually perfect. This is like preparing you for tomorrow's update. So I'm gonna like prepare you for everything that you're gonna need: ores, money, equipment, totems that you need, all that juicy information. I'm gonna try to give it to you. So let's get right into it. I'm not gonna do any cuts. I'm gonna go straight into it. And let's go into our backpack. We're gonna start off with ores. And we're gonna pick out the best, not the best ores, but the ores that you should have for the next update, and the ores that will probably like 95 to 99% sure that they're gonna be used. And let's start off with the mythics. So mythics that I'm pretty sure are gonna be used, like almost 100% sure the next update is gonna be the volcanic core. And I'm referencing this off the Prismera when the not with the Prismera, with the Infernloom. So when the Infernloom was in the game, and this is for like players, early OG players, there was no crafting recipe for the Infernloom. The next update, the update that came after that one, they added a crafting recipe for it. So basing my game knowledge off of that, that means Volcanic Core didn't get an item this update. That means the next update they have to give it an item. So I'm almost 100% sure that the next item, which the next craftable item will be a crown. It's called the Bone Crown. I don't know if they're gonna add rings, like bone rings or anything, but the confirmed one is the Bone Crown. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna use the Volcanic Core. And if not, it's probably gonna be something else. But just to know that Volcanic Core is something that you should have, like 100%. If you're an end-game player, grind Volcanic Core. You're gonna need that. Now moving on to the next mythic that you should have, and that's gonna be Flare Bloom. And Flare Bloom did get a crafting recipe. This update, they got the Phoenix Wing. Let me take a sip of water. Sorry about that, my voice was giving out. But Flare Bloom did get an update. This round with the Phoenix Wings. You use the Flare Bloom for this. But just like the Prismaras, I'm pretty sure the Mythics, if you don't know, the Prismatic Ring or the Prismatic Star uses two Mythics. It uses the Prismara and it uses the Pink Diamond, and we can see it right here. It's the first Mythic to use two Mythics. And going off of that, I'm pretty sure the next one will be a two Mythic. This is not 100% sure, confirmed, so don't hold me on that, but this is just me theory crafting that it might be a 2 mythic, and I would have I would have a bunch of mythics prepared. If you're an in-game player, these should all be easy like to get. You should have like a whole stack of everything. So I would have one of each mythic, but I would have Flare Bloom as one of the top ones, since it might go with the volcanic update, since it's a volcano item. So I'm referencing off of that. So Volcanic Core, having at least one Volcanic Core, having at least one Flare Bloom. And if anyone gets confused, because I do say a lot of information, I'll put this in the top left in a little text. And you should be able to pause and read that one, and it should tell you the ores that you should be prioritizing getting. But let me just re-summarize that. Volcanic Core, super important. Flare Bloom, important. Every other mythic, have at least one of them. Have one of every mythic, because we don't know what the crafting recipe might call for. So moving from the mythics, we're going to move on to the legendaries. Legendaries that you should have, I'm going to start off with Cinnabar. Cinnabar is one of the volcanic sands and one of the volcano crafting materials. As you can see, these still use, a lot of these recipes use legendaries. And some use epics too. And we'll get to that. But have Cinnabar ready. Cinnabar might be one of the craftables, since it's one of the new items in the game. One of the legendaries from the volcano. Have fire opals. Fire opals have a good amount of these prepared just in case the new crafting recipe calls for them. And then have fossils, or not fossils, dragon bones. Dragon bones, I think, are going to be the most important because of the new items called the bone crown. And what do you put into the crafting? Probably bones, and this is the legendary bone. So have these. These are going to be priority number one. Have these prioritized. So super important. And then fire opal and cinnabar. You can have these a little bit down on the list. So they're important, but dragon bones are super important. They take priority. And then for epics, I would just have obsidian. Like I wouldn't even collect I wouldn't worry about collecting epics because you get them so easily. If you're at endgame, you get those extremely fast. All you should be locking is mythics and legendaries. In terms of epics, just if you don't have the epic, literally go to the beach and then just plop a pan, do like 10 minutes of digging, and you should have those epics ready to go. So that's the ore part of the video. Let's get into the money part. And I'm gonna take a little drink. I'm trying not to do any cuts. I'm trying to do like one full video. Okay, let's get started with the money. A lot of people, especially on Discord and Endgame and even some of the YouTube comments, they always ask, what is a good amount of money to have? And this is always before the update. Like, what is a good balance to have to be prepared for the update? Last update, I called a 1 to 2 billion, even 3 billion to have, and I was kind of right because 400,000 for the pan, 400,000 for the shovel, 800 mil, and then you add the slushy for another 8. It was 16. It was 1.6 billion. For this update, I'm calling anywhere from 3 to 6 billion. So have $3 to $6 billion ready to go. If you're farming money, aim for that 3 to 6 billion. Just because I'm pretty sure the next pan and the shovel, they're gonna each cost 1 bill to 1.2 billion. And then the slushy is gonna be anywhere from 1.6 to 1.8, even 2 bill. So having a good 3 to 6 billion, even 7 billion if you want to push it, is a pretty good number for the update. And right now we're getting into the billions. We're no longer in the millions. We're starting to get into the billions. And that's because a lot of players should already be in that billion range because of how the game has been out and the rings that give you a lot of sell boost. So it's just natural that everything costs more. So that's just a quick summary of it. Have 3 to 6 to $7 billion ready to go. So let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to totems. For totems, it's quite straightforward. I would have at least one of each. So if you have extra charge, do not buy totems if you don't have 4 ring set. First, make sure you have everything unlocked except the game pass. The game pass is with the Robux, but make sure you have everything free to play unlocked. And then I recommend you buying a totem of luck and a totem of strength. Have at least one of each. So have one of the luck, one of strength. And this is just because when the update comes out, the server owner usually pops meteor shower and then he gives a code. And these add up to the point where at early update you're able to get like the mythics extremely fast and get those new items as fast as possible. So if you pop a totem, that's 2 times luck, and I'm gonna use the base luck of 5. So we have 5. A totem gives you a 2-time boost, so you have 10. But if you pop the code, and usually when the server admin does a code, last code guy was volcanic, so this one probably be some volcano V2 or something like that. The code, what it does is triples it, so you have the totem that gives you ×2, and then you combine it with the code, it gives you ×3. So that 5 turns into 15. And then meteor shower gives it a straightforward ×2. So you do 15 ×2, that's 30. So you have 30 luck. which is it's a lot of luck if you have a base like a 5, but with players with the higher lucks, they'll be like these numbers get into like the 5,000 ranges. They're really big, and when it comes to that, you get ores really fast. So you want to at least buy one totem of each and place them down in the new areas that you want to dig for mythics. It's gonna help you a lot getting those items really early. Like I was able to get my Phoenix Wings in the first 20 minutes because of using that little trick of putting these plus the code plus the meteor shower from the owner. I was able to get not Infernal, I was able to get Flare Bloom in the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the game, and then Volcanic Core in the first 1 hour. And I was able to finish like the completion book in an hour just because of the running these. And here I have it in my inventory. This is what I have prepared for the update. So we went over ore. We went over ore. What else are we? Money. And then we went over totem. Let's move on to the fourth one. The fourth one is gonna be gear. So as the game keeps progressing, the luck it's gonna keep going higher and higher, and that's because the odds of ores are gonna start increasing. For an in-game player, I suggest having something like this for before update, and this will give you the highest chance of you finding mythics. Let me try to rephrase that as best as possible. This will be the optimal way to get mythics as soon as the update comes out, because this will give you the most luck while not sacrificing speed and capacity. So this just gives you this is like the best overall luck build, because you get capacity, you get speed, and you get a lot of luck. And for the free-to-play players, you could drop 2 Apocalypse Rings, and then just do a 4-2, so have 4 Apocalypse Bringers, and then 2 Prismatic Stars, or you could do a 5, you do 5 Apocalypse Bringers, and then 1 Prismatic Star. For people that have the Game Pass, the Ring one, I recommend running exactly this. If you don't have the 2 Prismatic Stars, and you just have 1, run another Apocalypse Bringer, and then the Prismatic Star till you get a second one. But this is the best luck, the best luck that isn't max luck. This gives you the most luck, but it doesn't give you max luck. And when I say that, a lot of you might be saying, why wouldn't I just run 2 more Apocalypse Rings and get my luck even higher? And that's just because Prismatic gives you capacity. Capacity means you're getting like 2 to 3 more items per pan, and those items are getting rolled at that super high luck. So if I have 10 items and they're rolling at 1,000, and then I have 14 items and they're rolling at 900, I'm getting a lot more items getting rolled at that 900 than I'm getting at that 1,000, which would indeed mean that you're getting more mythics because they're rolling at that super high luck. To drink a little. And that's on the part of gear. Gear is pretty straightforward. A lot of in-game players already have their gear and they know what's the best for them, but that's just like a quick refresher. I will be making an updated guide for free-to-play players, or people with 6 slots, and I will be making updated enchant, or best enchant for the pans. I know a lot of people, they want to know what's the best enchant for this certain pan and this certain thing, and I'll try to make into those, and I'll work into getting those videos out. But as far as preparation, we went over everything, and I'll put them in the description too, so you go back and you can see the parts. As we talked about, we went over ores, then we went over money, we went over totems, we went over gear, and that should be everything that you need for the preparation for the update. I do suggest when the update does come out, if you have the time, hop on it as soon as possible because of the admin abuse. When an event comes out, they usually do admin abuse, and they summon these mythic rares in their big circles on the ground, and if you go into them and you dig, you have the chance to get a mythic, and that just speeds your process. They also pop a lot of meteor storms. They pop a lot of stuff, and that helps you progress. But anyways, that was everything for the preparation guide.